Hello viewers, welcome to Mishti's Ideas. My name is Mishti and today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious yet simple chicken curry Bengali style. For this, I'm going to use a whole chicken. You're probably thinking, how am I going to get this whole chicken into curry pieces? Well, it's no rocket science. I will show you how to cut a whole chicken. It's a great skill to learn, and the smaller the pieces are, the yummier the curry will be. So let's get started. Now, before anything, I have to make sure I have a sharp knife. I'm sharpening it at 30-degree angle with a knife sharpener. Then first cut the strings that holding the chicken, and then just the skin part of the chicken for the leg, I'm just gonna cut that part. Then naturally you will twist it backwards. There is a joint there, and all I'm gonna do is just get my knife through that joint, and it's as simple as that. Next, I'm just going to repeat the same process for the other leg. Now, some might want to take the entire skin off before they even start. I like my curry to be a little bit extra fatty, so I will keep some of the skin on. As I go, I'll take some skin off, but the other portions, I'll take the skin on. But again, like I said, it's your choice. Next is the wing part. Again, there is a natural joint there, so it's closer to the wing, and you just have to cut it at a 45-degree angle. Your knife will slide through as soon as you find the joint. Again, it's very closer to the part itself, so you just have to kind of feel for it, move it a little bit if you are unsure of it, and you'll know where to cut it. It's like a small dent. Same thing for the neck part. Closer to the neck, there are these softer bones. So this is why you need a sharp knife. You just slice your knife through that, put a little bit of pressure, and then pull it all out. I usually save these neck pieces to make a chicken stock or soup base later on. Next is the breast piece. I will take the skin off for this because this part tends to be more fatty than the other parts. And when you're cutting through the breast bone, do not cut right in the middle. Cut about half a centimeter either left or right off the bone so that it cuts smoothly. Now you can leave it at this point for baked or roast chicken, but since I'm gonna make curry, I will need to make even smaller pieces. So let's work on that. For the legs, I'm taking the skin off again just to make it a bit healthier, and then between the leg and thigh there is a small dent. Just feel it with your thumb and have your knife slice through that. That's it. Same with the wings. It has two joints. The first one we don't eat, so I usually just throw it away, and then between the two again there is a soft bend, so just cut through the skin and the joint and you're ready for the next one. Now for the breast part, I will trim all the excess fat around the breast to make sure it's as healthy as possible. And I tend to just take the meat part out from the bone so that I can make it into smaller pieces. But first I will get my knife through the softer part of the bone. So wherever you see the white bones, those are the soft cartilages, and you can definitely cut through that. This is why cutting a whole chicken into small pieces is no rocket science. So I'm cutting the meat part again into smaller pieces so that it really absorbs all the juices and the spices for the curry. And that's how you cut a whole chicken into small curry pieces. Now next we're gonna look into actually cooking the chicken. I'm gonna show the ingredients in the box below. Basically I'm just using curry with tomato this time, and I'm gonna use fresh tomatoes. There are two kinds of curries. There is the white curry, which does not need any red coloring, or then there is the red curry, for which you could use fresh tomato or tomato paste. Onion is a must for any Indian curries. We like to eat a lot of onions. We like to cook with a lot of onions, so this is one of the main ingredients. So once I have got my onions and my tomatoes ready, I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of oil in a heated pan and adding my 2 medium onions into that. And I'm sure you can hear the sizzling sound. I'm going to let the onions cook for about 5 minutes until they become lightly golden brown. And next I will be adding the tomatoes. Now, once the tomatoes are added, I will cover it up and cook it for another 5 minutes until the tomatoes release the liquids and the onions become softer. Next, I will be adding all my dry ingredients. I usually add everything together. There is no method to it. They're going to get cooked anyways, as long as you're cooking them with, a little bit of water and cooking them for about 5-7 minutes before you add your meat, you're good. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. So I'm adding 2 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste because it's a whole chicken. So I'm using 2 tablespoons here. If you're using chicken breast only or boneless, I would say use about half to 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste here. And then I'm adding all my other ingredients together. With that, I'll let it cook for about 5 minutes minimum. I'll also recommend to add a 1/4 cup of water at this point to make sure that the spices are not getting burnt and they're also cooking properly. So add 1/4 cup of water at this point, cover it up and cook it for about 5 minutes so that the spices are cooked properly and don't taste raw or smell raw either. Now that the spices have been cooking for 5 minutes, look how nice the color has become already and it's simmering. This is the time when you add your meat or your fish. So whatever curry you're making, this is when you add the meat or the fish part. Now I know what you all are thinking. I should have taken a bigger pot for easy maneuvering, and I agree. But once you commit to it, you gotta stick to it. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And beside, I don't have to do a lot at this point anyways. I just have to coat the chicken with the curry sauce and then cover it up for about 10 minutes. That's gonna give the chicken enough time to release water. And then another 10 to 15 minutes, I'm gonna cook it uncovered in medium heat. All I'm wanting the chicken is to absorb the curry sauce, the ingredients, and that's it. It doesn't take more than 25 to 30 minutes to cook chicken. If it's boneless, you can even cook it in 20 minutes tops. So my chicken is done. The oil has come above the water. That's your sign that the curry is done. And I'm gonna serve it with steamed rice. That's it. A side of vegetables. I personally love eating rice, so a lot of my recipes are for things that you can eat with rice. But for people who don't like to eat rice, you can eat it with, roti or naan. So it's very versatile, and you can even use it on top of ramen noodles as a garnish. So I think you will really enjoy this, and I hope now you will not shy away from cutting a whole chicken either. Bon appetit! Thank you for watching my video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and be ready to have a lot of fun.